Today we shall work out some more problems based on irrational expressions and equations. In this series, we take up the first question, question number 6. Find the value of a and b if equation first 5 plus 2 root 3 by 7 plus 4 root 3 equal to a plus b root 3. Clearly, the denominator of the LHS part is irrational. Therefore, it should be multiplied by its rationalizing factor to rationalize it. Therefore, now we proceed. 5 plus 2 root 3 by 7 plus 4 root 3 multiplied by 7 minus 4 root 3 by 7 minus 4 root 3 equal to a plus b root 3. In the next step, we multiply the numerator to numerator and denominator to denominator in LHS. In multiplication, we first multiply rational to rational and irrational to irrational, and then after we multiply rational with irrational. Therefore, 5 और 7 का प्रोडक्ट 5 7 जा 35 और 2 root 3 और 4 root 3 का प्रोडक्ट 4 2 जा 8 and root 3 3 8 3 जा 24, but 24 will be negative and 35 will be positive. So in simplification, 35 minus 24 gives 11. Now we multiply 5 with 4 root 3 and so it gives 5 4 ja 20 root 3, and then after 2 root 3 with 7 2 ja 14 and so 14 root 3. But 14 root 3 will be positive and 20 root 3 will be negative due to this sign of minus. And so 14 root 3 minus 20 root 3 means minus 6 root 3. Therefore, we write minus 6 root 3. In denominator, 7 plus 4 root 3 and 7 minus 4 root 3. Clearly, we can write it 7 square minus 4 root 3 square. 7 square means 49 and 4 root 3 square means 4 4 ja 16 and root 3 into root 3 3. 16 into 3 48. So 49 minus 48 gives 1, and 1 in denominator is not mentioned. So we write only 11 minus 6 root 3 in LHS part, and in RHS part a plus b root 3. Clearly, this equation is involved in rational and irrational. Whenever we come across such an equation, we equate the rational part with rational part and irrational part with irrational part. Since 11 in LHS and a in RHS are rational, so they will be equal, and 6 root 3 and b root 3 are irrational, so they will be equal. Therefore, we get a equal to 11 and b root 3 will be equal to minus 6 root 3. Clearly, this root 3 and this root 3 will be cancelled. So, they are cancelled. Now, from this we get a equal to 11 and b equal to minus 6 are the required values of a and b. Answer. Now, we come to the second equation. Root 7 minus 1 by root 7 plus 1 minus root 7 plus 1 by root 7 minus 1 equal to a plus b root 7. Now, in LHS part, there are two fractions and the denominator of each fraction is irrational, and that too they are conjugate to each other. So, in this case, we should take their LCM. Therefore, by taking their LCM, we get under root 7 plus 1 into under root 7 minus 1. इन सिंप्लीफिकेशन रूट 7 प्लस 1 से इस एलसीएम को डिवाइड करेंगे, जिसमें रूट 7 प्लस 1 का फैक्टर कैंसिल हो जाएगा और अदर फैक्टर रूट 7 माइनस 1 हमारे पास एज क्वोशिएंट रह जाएगा. सो रूट 7 माइनस 1 से इस न्यूमरेटर को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे एंड देन वी विल गेट अंडर रूट 7 माइनस 1 टू द होल स्क्वायर माइनस, एंड इन द सेम वे वी फाइंड अंडर रूट 7 प्लस 1 to the whole square from the second fraction, and then it will be equal to a plus b root 7. In the next step, the numerator root 7 minus 1 to the whole square minus root 7 plus 1 to the whole square is based on the identity a minus b to the whole square minus a plus b to the whole square, which is equal to minus 4ab. And so we write here directly minus 4a. A stands for root 7, so we replace a by root 7, and b stands for 1, so we replace b by 1. And then denominator, root 7 plus 1 into root 7 minus 1 gives root 7 square minus 1 square, means 7 minus 1, that is 7 minus 1 equal to a plus b root 7 minus 4 root 7 by 7 minus 1 gives 6. Therefore, we have the equation a plus b root 7 equal to minus 4 root 7 by 6. Now, by the same logic as we have made in the first equation, rational part will be equal to rational part and irrational part will be equal to irrational part. However, there is no rational part in RHS, so we can take 0 as rational part in RHS with the sign of plus. Therefore, this gives the value of a 0. By equating these two terms, we have b root 7 equal to minus 4 root 7 by 6. Clearly, root 7 and root 7 from both sides will be cancelled. From this, we get b equal to minus 4 by 6. 2 to the 4 and 3 to the 6. Therefore, we get the value of a equal to 0 and b equal to minus 2 by 3. Answer. Now we come to the question number 7. Rationalize the denominator of 1 by root 2 plus root 3 plus root 5. Clearly, the denominator of this fraction is trinomial irrational. Therefore, we shall rationalize this by assuming the first two terms as a single term, and then we will proceed by taking it as binomial denominator. 1 by root 2 plus root 3 plus root 5. So we will multiply it by root 2 plus root 3 minus root 5 by root 2 plus root 3 minus root 5. And then in multiplication, न्यूमरेटर को न्यूमरेटर से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे एंड इट विल बी द सेम, दैट इज रूट 2 प्लस रूट 3 माइनस रूट 5 एंड द डिनोमिनेटर रूट 2 प्लस रूट 3 टू द होल स्क्वायर माइनस रूट 5 स्क्वायर. And now in the next step, numerator will be as it is, root 2 plus root 3 minus root 5 by, in the denominator, root 2 plus root 3 to the whole square can be expanded as root 2 square plus root 3 square plus 2 root 2 into root 3, that is root 2 square plus root 3 square plus 2 root 2 root 3 and then minus root 5 square means 5. In the next step, numerator will be the same, that is root 2 plus root 3 minus root 5 by root 2 square means 2 and root 3 square means 3 and plus 2 root 2 into root 3 means 2 root 6, that is 2 root 6 and then it is minus 5 and this 5 and this 5 can be cancelled being equal and having the opposite sign. So now we will have under root 2 plus under root 3 minus under root 5 by only 2 root 6. 2 root 6. Now the denominator is still irrational, so it will be rationalized by multiplying it with root 6. Therefore, we multiply it root 6 by root 6. To maintain the equality, we do it root 6 by root 6. In the next step, root 6 will be multiplied to each term in numerator and we get root 2 into root 6 root 12 plus root 3 into root 6 root 18 minus root 5 into root 6 root 30 and by 2 root 6 into root 6 means 2 into 6, that is 12 and this 12 is rational, so the denominator is rationalized. Answer. Now we take the question number 8. Taking root 2 equal to 1.414 and root 3 equal to 1.732, find, without using tables or long division, the value of, in part 1 by 3 minus root 2, and in part 2 2 by root 3 minus root 2. In part 1 1 by 3 minus root 2. Clearly the denominator is irrational, so it should be rationalized. We shall rationalize the denominator by multiplying it by its rationalizing factor, that is 3 plus root 2. And so we do 3 plus root 2 by 3 plus root 2. In the next step, numerator comes 3 plus root 2 and the denominator 3 minus root 2 into 3 plus root 2 comes 3 square minus root 2 square. That is 3 square means 9 and root 2 square means 2. So 9 minus 2, that is 7. Now we find the denominator is rational but irrational in numerator. So we put the values of irrational number root 2 from the information given. And therefore 3 plus root 2 का value we will take up 1.414 by 7. That will be 3 plus 1 4, 4.414 by 7. Its decimal fraction will be 0.63. Answer. Now we come to the second part. 2 by root 3 minus root 2. Clearly its denominator is irrational, so its rationalization will be as earlier. That is by multiplying with root 3 plus root 2 by root 3 plus root 2. And then in the next step, the product of numerator comes 2 times under root 3 plus under root 2. And denominator will come root 3 minus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2 means root 3 square minus root 2 square, and that is 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 will be as. In the next step, we shall put up the values of root 3 and root 2 from the information given. Root 2 equal to 1.414 and root 3 equal to 1.732. Therefore, 2 times 1.732 plus 1.414. In denominator, 3 minus 2 gives 1 and 1 in denominator is not mentioned. So we will have only these terms. In the next step, we shall add the terms under bracket and then we will multiply that with 2. By doing this, we find 2 into 3.146. By multiplying with 2, we get 6.292. This is the answer. Now we come to the question number 9. Express 3 minus 5 root 5 by 3 plus 2 root 5 in the form a root 5 minus b. इस एक्सप्रेशन को इस फॉर्म में हमें शो करना है. So now for this we shall rationalize the denominator as we have already done in the previous problem. 3 minus 5 root 5 by 3 plus 2 root 5. To rationalize the denominator, we multiply it by its rationalizing factor, that is 3 minus 2 root 5. Therefore, we multiply this fraction by 3 minus 2 root 5 by 3 minus 2 root 5. And then, to multiply the numerator, we multiply first rational with rational and irrational with irrational, and then rational and irrational. That is 3 को 3 से multiply करेंगे and that will be 9. Next 5 root 5 को 2 root 5 से multiply करेंगे and that will be 5 to the 10 and root 5 into root 5, that is 5. 10 5 the 50. So 9 and minus, this will be plus. So 9 plus 50, that is 59. And then by multiplying rational with irrational, we get 3 to the 6 root 5 and 3 5 the 15 root 5, and both will be negative. So 6 root 5 and 15 root 5 will give 21 root 5. that is minus 21 root 5. And the denominator 3 plus 2 root 5 into 3 minus 2 root 5 gives 3 square minus 2 root 5 square, that is 3 3 is 9 and 2 root 5 square means 2 2 is 4 and root 5 into root 5 5, 4 5 is 20. So 9 minus 20 and 9 minus 20 will be minus 11. Now 59 by 11 with the sign of minus, and then minus 21 root 5 by minus 11. Clearly this minus makes this minus plus, and so we can write minus 59 by 11 plus 21 root 5 by 11. 21 root 5 by 11 minus 59 by 11. Clearly we can say this is based on the form a root 5 minus b. From this expression we can say a is in place of 21 by 11 and b is in place of 59 by 11. This is the required form. And sir,